So we have a cold, and so you're gonna have to put up with this voice. It's Pepper here today, and we wanted to wait until our voice was better, but it wasn't getting any better. So hello, I hope you're doing really, really well. And if you aren't doing well, I hope that maybe this can bring a little piece of positivity and happiness. I didn't necessarily plan much for today, so yeah, hi. It's nice to see you again, and it's Pepper. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to sort of talk about something that we were thinking about, because my myriad thoughts, and it's kind of a mostly positive one, so hopefully it can be a bit of a cheery thing to think about. It's raining again today. We've got more miserable weather, rainy, misty, foggy, cold, and it hasn't helped my cold, but we move. Yeah, let's just chat. We've been thinking about the terms and the concept of like talented people and people who are talented, or have a natural gift, a gifted, that kind of idea. And we were watching somebody doing something that we had the thought of like, oh, I could never do that. You have that thought where you watch somebody who is really, really good at something and you think, wow, I could never do that. And I think that that's not true. I think that the idea of talent and natural talent and things like that are kind of mean and unfair and a construct. Because the thing that we like to think, which is kind of really weird and hard for us to get your head around, is that nothing is really difficult if you have time and perseverance. So if you look at somebody who's like, drumming really, really fast, or somebody who is, I don't know, I'm thinking of like jugglers and trapeze artists and athletes and things. Most people probably couldn't do those things, but not because they couldn't as a person. It's not because you can't as a person. It's kind of because it takes so much time. Like, anything is doable. Anything, you can do anything. That term, that people always say when they're trying to be positive and optimistic, like, oh, you could do anything. It's kind of true. I mean, depending. There are some asterisks that I'll get to in a second, but yeah, like, you could do anything if you had enough time, available time, which means not working like 9 till 5 or more every single day, and then coming home and having chores and all of this stuff. So I kind of feel like society at the moment and capitalism and all of these things kind of make it harder for us to embrace our skills and learn things and do things and become able. Because, like, if you think about somebody just before they go on stage, say, we'll imagine an acrobat, they've done that routine so many times, they've worked so hard from when they were young and practiced, and they started out falling over all the time, but now they can do it, and like, that's routine to them. So it was just weird when we were watching somebody doing, I can't remember what it was. It was a sport, I think, or maybe it was an archery person, because we really like archery, and we were just thinking, like, if you've done it so long that that's routine for you, and that you can, you do that in rehearsal, and that, oh, okay, well, now I'm doing it in front of loads of people, but it's still what I did yesterday or this morning. Those people, it's like routine for them, and they would probably say, if you said to them, like, oh, you're really skilled, oh, you're amazing, they'd probably be like, oh, you know, it's nothing. Like with artists, you know, you're like, oh, your work's amazing, and they're like, no, you know, people, you always critique yourself. So yeah, I think that people can have the potential to be really, really good and really, really skilled at something. I think that it's really difficult with the way that society is right now to find your thing and to find the thing that you can commit to and put all your energy into and practice and practice and practice over time, to allow you to be the best and to be so great and amazing at something. I think we're missing out on a lot of people's like ability to share with the world, because of just they can't. And then there's the whole disability side of things. So like many people can't do something or can't commit or persevere. So even if they did have time, like say for example us, we are not working, so we have time, but because we have ADHD, autism, dissociative identity disorder, things that make committing and sticking at something and doing it over and over again difficult, we haven't like mastered anything. Like we haven't got, you know, really high level skill at things that maybe we would have wanted to. But I think the other really important thing about this, so it's not just all doom and gloom and like, oh well, society bad, yeah, capitalism bad, I can't get good at a skill because of the situation I'm in. But I think that you don't have to be the top of your game. Like you don't have to be the very, very best for whatever your skill or whatever your talent or whatever your thing is to be worth sharing. We were looking at an artist who makes music, background music for D&D and tabletop games and stuff, and his wife did water paintings for the like album art. And like what was so good about these paintings was like this person clearly really loved what they were doing and it was really, really beautiful, but then the faces were just like tiny little dots. You know, they looked like, you know, if you zoomed in and looked just at the little faces that she had just sort of suggested at, then you'd think, well, that's rubbish. But looking at it, all of it, like the clouds and the colours and everything was invoking such a feeling, and it was awesome. So I think that you can move people and you can encourage people and you can bring light to people without being perfect and without being amazing at something. It's something that Em's really, really passionate about, is singing and the voice, and how, again, with the way that culture is at the moment, it's like you can't sing unless you're good at it. Like you wouldn't want to share your voice because you wouldn't want to hurt somebody's ears, or you don't want to sound bad. And we totally get that. This isn't us saying you, it's saying you as in one, because we totally get that. You want to sound good to people, but it's really interesting to think about how the voice used to be used in the past, and how, you know, like work songs and like sailor songs and things where it used to be more community and collaborative and festives and festivals and things, where it was just, it didn't matter how good you sounded, it was your voice joining others, and it's more almost like playful, it's more explorative and fun, and you don't need to worry about sounding good. I don't think that we always need to be the best. I don't think it should be so competitive, although we do end up getting quite a competitive brain and being like, oh well, if they're so much better than us, then what's the point? And I don't want to be like that. I really want to be more encouraging to ourselves, and it's something we really, really struggle with doing art and creative stuff. Like we make something and we want it to look how we imagined it in our head, and that isn't necessarily going to happen, and that's hard for us. Like we really struggle with that, but we want to get better at that, because, and it's why Em's doing this whole thing of making bad art, to sort of practice being okay with making something that's not good. It's that whole, always comparing yourself to somebody who is doing whatever you're doing but better. But whatever you have to share is yours, and it's unique to you, and so worth putting out there in the world. Like, there are so many people with unique voices, unique way of saying things. Like, my partner, Nick, they have like a slight crack in their voice sometimes, and they've always been really self-conscious about it, but we find it really beautiful, because it's like, that's your unique voice, and it adds flavour and colour to your voice. So whatever your voice sounds like, and whatever quirks you have, or ways of saying things that you have, like, that's so awesome that it's completely uniquely you. It's more of a thing for Em when they're thinking about singing, because they're like, everybody's instrument, like your vocal structure is your voice is entirely yours, and nobody else will ever sound exactly the same. Like, you could sound similar, but literally, like, scientifically, it won't be identical. It's like your fingerprint. Your voice when you sing is entirely yours, and it's so awesome that I think that it would be really cool if people didn't feel like, oh, I can't sing because I'm not good enough. Because also the thing about singing is it can be enjoyable just for you, and it could be a way of like expressing emotions for yourself. But anyway, I'm getting off topic and going on about something that's more of an M thing. But yeah, I think that it's really, really difficult to shake and hard to let go of the idea of it being as good as you want it to be with whatever it is, whether it's art, whether it's like building something, whether it's painting the walls or decorating or cooking or baking or makeup, whatever thing that you want to put out into the world. I personally think it's really, really awesome and beautiful to see uniqueness and what somebody has to share, what somebody wants to put into the world. Like, that wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for you. Like, you've added something to the world that wasn't there before and is entirely unique. I just like, how cool, how crazy is that? Like, time throughout history and into our future, and in a very spiritual way, like, you're unique and will never be replicated and will never be the same as anybody throughout our history. And whatever you have to share or bring to the world, even if you don't do anything creative, obviously most people struggle because there's work and then there's chores and children and all these kind of things that can make it even more difficult. But the thing is, even if you're just talking to your friend or your family or your loved ones, like, you're still bringing something into the world, you're still sharing part of yourself. And I think that it's really cool if people can be themselves around people and, be brave enough to wear whatever you want in public and, I don't know, be slightly less uniform, because it's so cool when we get to see people being unique, and it's so encouraging and makes people smile. And I think that, like I say, even if it's just through talking and encouraging and bringing yourself to people, like, that wouldn't be in the world if it wasn't for you. Yeah, thank you so much for existing, basically, and bringing your unique light into this world. It wouldn't be there if it wasn't for you. So, and you've stuck around even though life can be really tough. Things can be really, really hard, and you've probably, more likely than not, unfortunately, probably gone through some pretty rubbish times, but you're here, and that's awesome, and you should be proud. And whatever you're bringing to the world, that's really cool and unique, and I just think that's a cool thing. This has just been a bit aimless, I suppose, but most of our videos are. But I hope that it's positive, and I hope that it brings somebody a little bit of like comfort and calmness and maybe positivity. That's what I would like. We just really want to chat once a week, you know, it's just nice. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed Pep Rambles and I hope you don't mind that our voice has been a bit rough, especially me. So I get like, it's difficult for me because usually I sound different and being a headmate and stuff, but yeah, you know it's me, you know it's Pepper. It doesn't matter if my voice doesn't sound like Pepper, you know I've got a cold. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have a good day. Try and maybe think of one thing that was positive about your day that you've had today, just one thing that you really liked. Like, so for us, it's raining at the moment, but the sound of the rain on the windows sounds really lovely. So, you know, that's one thing from us. But yeah, one thing, name it now. Go, do it. Name one thing that's been a positive or that's been pleasant. And also, don't forget, have your drink, have your meds, and look after yourself as best you can, because you're the only you that exists. So you gotta look after you. So thanks so much for watching. It's been Pepper, and we shall see you in our next video. Bye! I just wanted to show you my snails. It's just right next to me is the snail tank, and then I've got a little buddy. And he's just there, beside me. Don't let them know. I put a sneak peek in. Don't let them know. I let you see the mess. Don't let them know. I showed you how messy our room is. Don't let them know.